Hey boys and girls, today we're going to be talking about writing inequalities. Okay, now back in the vocabulary you learned what an inequality was. All right, similar to an equation, except instead of an equal sign you're using a less than symbol or a greater than symbol. Okay, now different from an equation, an inequality can have more than one answer. Okay, just by the nature of greater than or less than. Okay, so I'm going to show you some examples of what that looks like. First, I want to show you this table that says that, just to let you know some of the keywords that you might see when you're talking about greater than or less than. Okay, so for less than, that could also mean fewer than or below. If you see the symbol greater than, that could mean more than or above. Okay. Also, with inequalities, you're going to have to graph their solutions. Okay, because there's more than one solution, you can have an infinite number of solutions. You want to graph those answers on a number line. Okay, so this is what the graph of less than looks like. Okay, so if I have an answer that's going to be less than something, I draw a number line, I graph the number that I want to graph. Now, with the symbol less than and the symbol greater than, the number that we're talking about specifically will not be part of the solution set. Okay, so how we graph this is with an open circle right on the number. Okay, now I'm not using any numbers here, and I'll show you some examples in a minute. All right, but anything that's going to be less than, okay, any number that's less than this number here will qualify as an answer for that particular inequality. And the same applies for greater than. Once again, we use this open circle when we graph to represent the fact that the number that we're graphing is not part of the solution set. Let's just say, for example, 7. We're saying 7 is greater than 7, or 7 is greater than m. Okay, so we got 7, and we're graphing the numbers greater, and we can say, or we can say m is greater than 7. Let's put it that way. So we graph 7, and any number that's bigger than 7 works. But if we try to put 7 in there, 7 can't be greater than 7. So that's why we leave the open circle. All right, so let's look at a couple of examples. So our first example, we're going to write y plus 3 is greater than 5. Okay, y plus 3 is greater than 5. Now we solve this just like an equation. Okay, I want to get the variable by itself, and I want to get everything else on the other side of the equation. All right, in this case, inequality. We got to use that as our balancing point, the greater than symbol in this case. So the opposite operation for addition is subtraction. I subtract 3 from both sides. That leaves me with just y, and y is greater than 5 minus 3, which is 2. So we graph 2 on the number line. Okay, because it's a greater than, it's open because the 2 cannot be part of that solution. But anything greater than 2 can be part. Now, to show you how this works, if I did say 2 is greater than 2, that's not a true statement. So that's why we use that open circle. 2 is not part of the solution set. But anything on this number line greater than 2 can be. 2.1 can be. 2.0000001 can be, because it's greater than 2. Let's look at another example. In this example, I have 2 is less than m. Okay, I guess we're using 2 a lot. Okay, I really don't need more than 3 numbers in most cases on my graph. Just one bigger and one smaller than the number I'm actually graphing. So I want to graph at 2. Because this is less than, I'm not going to include 2 in my number set. But there's a difference here. The m is on the right-hand side. So realistically, I have to look at this as m is greater than 2. So that tells me any value greater than 2 will be my answer. But if I try to plug 2 in here, all right, 2 is not less than 2, and 2 is not greater than 2. So this is not a true statement. That's why we use the open circle. Okay, my final example says the temperature is less than -3 degrees. Okay, so we would represent that temperature is less than -3 degrees. I'm reading it just like it was told to me. So now let's graph it. So I got -3. Ooh, how do I write this number line? Well, I know to the right is -2 and to the left is -4, right? Because it zeroes over here, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. It's just a less than symbol, so I use an open circle, right? Any number less than -3, remember, less than goes to the left. Numbers to the left of -3 are smaller than -3. So, and I don't enclose the circle because -3 cannot be part of my answer set. If I try to substitute -3 for the temperature, -3 is not less than -3. They're the exact same amount. That's why we don't enclose the circle. Those are your examples. Good luck.